Is this what you want? This fucking foliage? Is this what you want? Mr. Dips? Is this what you want? Me standing in front of EC3 buying designer coats? Is this what you want? Me sitting in some hipster hotel in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, fluffing pillows? Is this what you want? I don't believe this. This graffiti art, the hotels, avocado toast. All I want is a fucking Guinness. An ice cold Guinness. What the hell does that mean? Oh, this is what you wanted. This is your Monday Night Raw review right here on Off the Script. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here for Monday Night Raw on Off the Script. It is February 10th, 2020. And tonight, Monday Night Raw came to you from Ontario, California. And we seen the debut, which was easily the biggest thing on the show, the debut of the newest vampire hunter, might as well name her Buffy, Shayna Baszler. Now, I love me some Shayna Baszler. I really do. And the rumors were running wild over the weekend. We talked about it on Off the Script. That Shayna Baszler was probably going to be on Monday Night Raw. There's no better time than the present to start getting your women's championship match on Monday Night Raw ready for WrestleMania. She showed up tonight and went old school Mike Tyson. But instead of an ear, it was Becky's neck. And everybody is wondering now if Gangrel is going to be managing Shayna Baszler next week. I hope not, and I don't think that's where they're going with this, but I love Shayna Baszler. We're going to talk about how I'm excited about this match, why I think this is going to be a great thing for the women's division, not only on Monday Night Raw, but in general. And what I thought was probably, and I might be in the minority in this, but Becky Lynch and Asuka probably had their best match to date. So we'll go over that with the debut of one vampire hunter, Shayna Baszler. Randy Orton, that's the other big storyline coming out of Monday Night Raw. Randy Orton, he still needs to give us an explanation as to why he did what he did with Edge. We still have not gotten that explanation. And every single time he is going to explain, something else gets in his way. And tonight, Matt Hardy's expiring contract got in his way. And we could have seen the last of Matt Hardy on WWE television. So we'll go over that as well. Drew McIntyre was on the VIP lounge, but the only difference between the VIP lounge on Raw and a real-life VIP lounge is that there's no cover charge for this one, which means it's a piece of shit club. The other one, there's going to be girls dancing, there's going to be alcohol flowing, and there's no way it could possibly be as dull as this particular VIP lounge with MVP. What an awful segments with Drew McIntyre to get you ready for his match at WrestleMania with Brock Lesnar. Ricochet versus Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins and the Ministry battling Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, and the Viking Raiders, and a bunch of other stuff that I'm sure you guys do not care about on what I thought was an overly dull 3 hours of Monday Night Raw. But it can't be any worse than SmackDown, which is the worst show in all of the industry right now. At least Monday Night Raw has superstars that I actually want to see on television. And they don't have Baron Corbin or Roman Reigns. So I think we are in the good on that particular situation. But thank you guys so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Monday Night Raw review for February 10th, 2020. I am JD. Tonight's podcast is sponsored by my good friends over at Manscaped. We got the Lawnmower 3.0, man. We'll talk about that a little bit later. They're sponsoring the show tonight, so thank you to them. And we had a big weekend with Off the Script. If you missed anything that I uploaded on the channel, make sure you guys go and check that description down below. In this very video, everything you need, all the content that you might have missed is going to be linked right there for you. So go and check that out and show some support when you can. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206 on Twitter. Thank you guys for tweeting with me during Monday Night Raw tonight when I wasn't completely bored out of my mind with this show. Twitter at JD from NY206 and on Instagram. Tonight is the last night to enter my Tavor giveaway on Instagram. All you have to do is go to my latest post on my Instagram page. You guys have up until pretty much tomorrow morning. When I wake up, it's over. So whenever that is, I don't know. But you guys will see something in the comments of that particular thread that the VIP, that the giveaway is closed, and I will announce somebody that is the winner tomorrow morning. So you guys have up until tomorrow morning to go and like that post, follow me, follow Tavor, leave a comment with the hashtag OTSTavor, and you guys could win a $100 gift card and be the VIP that Tavor chooses for this contest, man. So it's awesome, and if you guys want that, you want something for free, a $100 gift card to Tavor to buy yourself some damn good craft beer, go and like that. As of tonight, tomorrow, everything comes to an end. So thank you guys on that. And most importantly, hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell for all notifications. Let's hit the Monday Night Raw review. Seth Rollins started the show off, stood in the ring with Murphy. Murphy, no longer Buddy. Buddy is no longer a thing. So instead of calling him by a name that I actually did not mind at all. Now, I know it's not the most quintessential wrestling name that there is in all the land, but I didn't mind Buddy Murphy. So everybody's going into this just psychotic rage on social media when the news broke that Buddy Murphy had his first name chopped off and now is named simply Murphy. Now he sounds like a real man's best friend. Come here, boy. I can't whistle. I'm not even going to attempt to whistle. I tried to whistle, but I'm not even going to attempt to whistle. Come here, boy. You want to go play fetch, boy? You want to go for a ride in the car, boy? We're going to the convenient mart. Your mother needs some milk because she's got to make me fucking pancakes in the morning. You want to go for a walk? I'll walk you down by that nice broad with the big tits house. She's got the red hair. You know who I'm talking about, right? You could show her how to fucking play with the stick and play with the ball, right? There you go, Murphy. Murphy, now he really is man's best friend. And I apologize to all the whistlers out there. Again, I can't whistle. So he's there with Murphy is the Monday Night Messiah and AOP. Said he has come to learn how difficult it is for the fans to make difficult decisions. Oh, Seth, I know about difficult decisions, bro. I mean, every Friday night at 8 p.m., it's a difficult decision whether I want to sit down and watch the worst fucking show in all of the universe. SmackDown on Fox. So he will speak truth for them, which is what we primarily do here, of course. I mean, you know who you're talking to. I'm the fucking messiah of this community, bro. You know, you're the messiah of Monday nights, which, I mean, is no real honor. But I am the Messiah. Follow me, my sons and daughters of the YWC. He will speak truth for them and make tough decisions for them and lead them all into the future. Exactly what I'm doing. Exactly what I'm doing, man. Said first, though, he wanted to look at last week when Rezar pinned Kevin Owens. Saxton then said Rollins distracted KO. Of course he would. He's a heel, Saxton. But Seth didn't show the part. So Seth said the loss didn't sit well with the Viking Raiders. You know, Ivar got hurt, and they interrupted later in the triple threat match, cost him a chance at the WWE Championship. Seth said, forgiveness is a virtue. I'm still waiting for you to unblock me, Mr. Messiah, if forgiveness is a virtue. But his patience is growing very, very thin, just like mine is with SmackDown on Friday, when it comes to Kevin Owens and his friends. So KO came out, microphone in hand. Seth warned him not to get in over his head by charging to the ring. Told KO that He is the Monday Night Messiah, in addition to the universe's Messiah. He said if he stands alone, he will fall alone. KO listened, and KO didn't really seem fazed by anything that Seth Rollins was spewing. Then said every week he sounds stupid, and now he also looks stupid. Seth Rollins now, folks, has a nice little pretty man bun. Who's doing your hair, bro? Becky? Let me find out Becky's doing your fucking hair, bro. He's got this nice slick leather jacket on with the nice little ridges in it. Thinks he's cool. With his funny little fucking jacket and his glove. He thinks he looks cool. So, KO says he sounds stupid, he looks stupid. He even said that though he always tells him that he talks too much, he keeps on talking. KO said what he does is he keeps fighting. He said he is not alone either. Then out came the Viking Raiders. Seth said KO's problem isn't finding partners, it's keeping them upright. So KO did this thing where he was like shoving Eric and shoving Ivar. They weren't moving. They were two beasts standing side by side with Kevin Owens. Then he chopped Ivar, and they did not flinch at all. And Kevin Owens says, well, they look pretty solid to me, champ. You know? So KO said that his partners look solid, and they headed up to the ring. And a big brawl broke out. Seth watched from the ring. Samoa Joe came up from behind him as everybody was battling it out on the floor down below. Joe, who was not suspended, he was not nailed with a drug violation, according to several sources that reported it early. Who didn't report it early was me, because I don't do anything until the full story leaks. Just like everybody else should do, but everybody wants those clicks. But I would rather give you guys the truth. So Seth got the coquina clutch applied to him by Joe, who came up from behind. I don't know where he came from, but he came up from behind. AOP then attacked Joe. The fight continued, and all of the baby faces cleared the ring. And that was it. Joe got somewhat of his revenge for being taken out per storyline by the ministry of Seth Rollins. This was great. I loved Rollins and his promo. He sounded like a complete prick, which is always a great thing to see. I'm loving the storyline with Kevin Owens being the babyface and fighting from behind and having all the odds stacked against him. It's actually making him more over week by week, and I like seeing that. He's eventually going to get his revenge. We don't know where, we don't know when. But I do think that, a lot of people are wondering now with Seth Rollins and, him constantly getting the one up on the babyfaces, when is his day of reckoning going to come? When is his punishment going to come? I know that Murphy and Rollins, Buddy Murphy and Rollins are the tag team champions. I can absolutely see the team of Joe and KO going for the tag team championships at WrestleMania. And if WWE wants to get us there and they can drag this out till WrestleMania, I think that would be a great ending to this story, with the babyfaces overcoming the ministry and winning the tag team championships. The only thing is, where does that leave AOP and the Viking Raiders? You could do them on a pre-show thing for WrestleMania. That would be a great tag team match, one that I'm very interested in. But Seth Rollins right now, they're kind of pigeonholing him into that tag team title match at WrestleMania. And I know a lot of people, they're enjoying Rollins' heel run, but at this moment in time, there really isn't anything else valuable for him to be doing outside of what he's doing now. They're not going to put him in anything else. This is what he'll be doing at WrestleMania. You're seeing it right now. It's going to be the tag team title match at WrestleMania. That's what I would do. And I'm predicting that it's going to be Murphy and Rollins versus Joe and KO for the tag team championships with the babyfaces going over. Now, I loved the interaction here between the heels and the babyfaces. I thought it was intense. I thought KO's promo and Joe coming up from behind were great. I loved Kevin Owens and his, pretending that Rollins is an idiot and he doesn't know what he's talking about, and he knows that his team is solid with the Viking Raiders. And then all of a sudden, Joe got this one-up on Seth Rollins, the one guy that everybody's going after. He finally got the one-up over on Seth Rollins, and then while everybody is celebrating that they got one over on Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch comes out mid-celebration. Becky Lynch comes out in the middle of the celebration with all of these baby faces, Owens and Joe and the Viking Raiders. And she comes out to start her match with Asuka. And I didn't really understand why they did it like that. This was a buzzkill. This absolutely killed all of the good feeling for Joe coming back and getting the coquina clutch on Seth Rollins. And they obviously did it because it was a political agenda. WWE is so desperate to make Becky Lynch look as equal to the men as possible. They sent Becky Lynch out there to show everybody up that Becky Lynch is on equal plane, equal level to Joe and Owens and the Viking Raiders. Meanwhile, that should have been for all four of those guys because they've been on the receiving end of getting one over on them from the ministry. Why would you go in and ruin their buzz after all of that? Finally, some sunshine peeking through the clouds for these guys, and you send Becky Lynch out there kind of stealing their thunder. That was awful. That was absolutely ridiculous. And I didn't like that whatsoever. So, with Becky Lynch out there, we got the Women's Championship match with Asuka. Opened the show, the Raw Women's Championship on the line, and we all knew why this match was happening. Before I even talk about what happened in this match, we all knew why this match was happening. This was pretty much Shayna Baszler. That's all it was. This was the introductory to Shayna Baszler. And Becky had to beat Asuka just to get that extra notch of confidence on her. Asuka wanted the rematch. What is Becky going to do? Tell her no? In this current version of Becky Lynch that we're seeing, she's not going to say no to Asuka. So Becky accepted this, obviously, and this was only for Shayna Baszler's introduction to Becky Lynch and to get the match at WrestleMania started. That's all this was. This match went 19 minutes. 2 commercial breaks. We'll pick it up towards the end of this thing. Asuka hit a superplex on Becky Lynch. Basement dropkick for a near fall. Asuka applied an armbar. Becky leveraged her shoulders down to score a near fall. Asuka grabbed Becky's arm again. Becky pushed her shoulders down and then lifted her up and powerbombed her for a 2 count. So Asuka was going for the submission and Becky Lynch powered her up Roman Reigns-like, Charlotte Flair-like into that sit-out powerbomb. So Asuka avoided a leg drop off the second rope by Becky Lynch, one of her signature moves, and then she applied the Asuka lock. So being that Becky missed this big, high-risk move, she went right for the kill and right for the Asuka lock. Lynch escaped, and they traded a series of leverage pin attempts, which was fantastic. This was, and if you watch this back, normally when 2 individuals are going at the speed that they're going in these back and forth pinfall attempts, usually it's sloppy, usually they miss a beat, it doesn't look good, they mess up here, get some of it right. This was absolutely flawless, and I loved this. The only thing I didn't like about this last sequence to the match was that it ended abruptly. We got the rock bottom. I don't know what she's calling it now. I think she has a name for it, but I would rather her not use it because it just looks lame, and she's not The Rock. You know, stop trying to channel your inner Stone Cold and your inner Dwayne. You're neither. Please. So she gets this Uranagi, I'll say, for the 1, 2, 3, and that was it. She beats Asuka for the opening match on Raw to retain the Raw Women's Championship. This was a really, really good match. These two worked excellent together. This was much better than I thought, anyway, their match at the Royal Rumble, and this was awesome. It's a great way to open the show. So, right as Becky was celebrating, out comes Shayna Baszler. Badass and all. Leather jacket, jeans, and she was there to mark her territory. Shayna attacked Becky, grounding and pounding her. She applied the Kirifuda clutch and then took her mouth guard out and bit the back of Becky Lynch's neck. She then lifted her mouth and... Listen, I don't want to shit on the segment because I love Shayna, and I think Shayna's going to do wonders in this women's division. And there are pros and there are cons to this. But if WWE wants to do this the right way and they want that to look as vicious as possible and get Shayna Baszler over as a fucking murderer on this main roster in the women's division, they succeeded. Number one, okay? I want to get that right out of the way. The visual of it, the visual of blood dripping from Shayna's back. Now, I don't know if she's a fucking cannibal in her off time, but, you know, Shayna wanted to mark her territory, and that's exactly what she did. It was different. I appreciate them being different. But if you're going to go this route and you're going to go and be this vicious, you got to fucking make it look good. The visual of it, I get it, looked good, but the blood dripping from Shayna's mouth looked absolutely fucking ridiculous. It looked like some fucking D-grade horror movie that looked fucking terrible. Absolutely terrible. Again, I don't want to shit on the segment. I get where they were going with the visual, but man, that could have looked so much better if they actually put a little bit more care into thickening up the blood a little bit. I mean, I can't even describe it to you. You got to go back and look at what I'm actually describing. It was so watery, it looked fucking fake. Seriously. I could walk into the Halloween shop and I'll see some fucking idiot trying to sell me costumes and he's got blood dripping from his mouth. And that's the way it looked. It looked like some fucking neighbor trying to fucking scare the little kids on Halloween type shit. It didn't look real. It didn't look real whatsoever. I get where they were going with the visual, but my God, it looks so bad. So bad. So Shayna was standing there with blood dripping from her mouth. Becky was then attended to by the referees. She begged the referees to back off of her, and she was yelling at them to tell her what it looks like. Her hands were covered in blood, and she was getting bleeped for saying, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. And who knows what else she was saying, but they were bleeping it out. She sat up. She was selling the pain, obviously, of Shayna Baszler. I guess channeling her inner fucking Castlevania. Shayna's a gamer. This might even been her idea. Who the fuck knows? Maybe she was playing Castlevania before tonight. Who the hell knows? But the medic put something on Becky's neck. Becky yelled, take it easy, take it easy. They stayed with Becky on the split screen. Monday Night Raw had a split screen tonight because they wanted to sell this attack by Shayna Baszler, and they wanted you to see how Becky was being attended to and what was going on in this serious situation. This was great in execution. It was in execution great, but the blood and the aftermath of it, again, I get the visual they were going for. I love the introductory with Shayna Baszler here just being a fucking cannibalistic murderer. And she is targeting Becky Lynch, but man, you gotta make that look a little bit more professional. You gotta make it look a little bit more fucking real. That looked ridiculous. It looked as fake as I think I've ever seen anything with color on WWE television. Now, I love the fact that Shayna Baszler is on Monday Night Raw. This women's division needs a solid shot in the arm. With Ruby Riott coming back, excellent. Shayna Baszler on this show, excellent. Now you got Kairi Sane, you got Asuka, you got Becky, you got Shayna, you got Ruby Riott, you got Charlotte. It's a pretty damn good women's division if you ask me. And who the fuck knows where Rhea Ripley's going to end up if she is obviously getting the match with Charlotte. They got big plans for her, I'm assuming, on Monday Night Raw. I love that Shayna is Shayna, and I love the legitimacy that she brings to this. I love the fact that everybody is now going to really... I honestly do think that Becky's going to be exposed. I really do. Becky is so cringe. And I know it's not the worst cringe I've seen, but she's become increasingly more annoying as the weeks went on. And I get that's her personality. I get that's Rebecca Quinn, right? Fun-loving and outgoing. But when she channels her inner Stone Cold or her inner Conor McGregor, it comes off in a way that's not Shayna Baszler. It really does. And when she tries to be tough and when she tries to be legit, is anybody going to be watching this show thinking, oh man, Becky can beat the shit out of Shayna Baszler? No. Becky has hit a dead end. She's hit a brick wall, and that brick wall is now Shayna Baszler. There's nobody watching this program. I don't give a shit who you are, what gender you are, what age you are. There's nobody watching this show that legitimately thinks Becky Lynch is going to be the one to go over Shayna Baszler. It's not happening. It's not going to be portrayed that way. Becky is going to be exposed in this feud. And no matter what Becky says, no matter what Becky does, nobody in this company and how they produce it, how they script it, whatever they do, they're not going to get me to believe that Shayna Baszler is not the one here that is more legit than Becky Lynch. It's over. Becky Lynch's run is over. And I love it. Shayna Baszler is going to bring a sense of legitimacy to this division that is sorely needed. And with this angle, no matter how fake the blood looked, she also did one very important thing. She made herself stand out amongst all of the other so-called fucking female performers on this brand. All the blondes on this brand. You're going to look at Shayna Baszler, and then you're going to look at a fucking Lana, and you're going to look at a Liv Morgan and a Sarah Logan and all these other women that are doing absolutely nothing on this show. And she's bringing a sense of fucking real. And I don't know what WWE does with the division, but if you got Shayna Baszler leading that division, everybody needs to follow in the same path that Shayna Baszler is carving out for you. You can't go back now. Becky Lynch was that last year. They fucked it up. I guarantee you WWE's going to fuck it up again, but now we have someone way more legit than Becky Lynch. They can't afford to make the same mistake twice. Street Profits. Remember that... listen, I'm tired of saying it, man. Remember when they were cool? I don't. Tag team match here with Mojo Rawley and Riddick Moss. This went nowhere. 1 minute. They made their ring entrances. Street Profits got in the ring, and they were on the microphone. We want the smoke. We want the smoke. Ford accused Mojo of hiding behind Moss and said he was riding Gronkowski's coattails, which is all legit. Dawkins dropkicked Mojo to start the match. Mojo made a quick comeback, tagged in Moss. Ford ran around ringside. He was going crazy. He got the tag. Splash Moss. Got a quick 3 count. And the Profits win in 1 minute. Mojo was so upset. He was standing there with his arms out. Supposed to be my linebacker, bro. What happened? So he goes over to Riddick Moss. And Riddick Moss small package him for the 24/7 championship and pins Mojo Rawley to win the 24/7 championship. Ran out of the ring, ran through the crowd, and disappeared. And Mojo was standing there yelling as if that's going to do anything to get his championship back. This was a complete waste of time. How much did WWE care about this segment? They quickly abandoned it to go back to Becky Lynch. So they went back to the parking garage near the ambulance that was there, waiting to pick up Becky Lynch. Becky and her hands were covered in blood. She again said she didn't need to go to the hospital. The medic seemed to talk her into going, and then she kind of pulled a fast one on them, slammed the back of the ambulance door closed. She walked up to the driver's side and yanked the driver out like, really? Really? Does anybody legitimately look at Becky Lynch dragging an ambulance guy, an ambulance tech, out of the driver's seat of this car and forcing herself into this thing? Come on, man. So she yanked out the driver and drove to the hospital herself. Oh, I'm sorry, the medical facility herself. Just silliness, man. It's absolutely downright stupid. It's stupid. I don't believe it. You want me to, but I don't see it. I don't see it. And I'm sorry if you guys think I'm picking on Becky Lynch. Her time is done. It's over. Kirifuda clutch at Mania. Go to sleep. MVP. Certainly wasn't the MVP of this segment. VIP Lounge. I said last time he was here on Raw, what is he doing here? He wasn't even that big when he was on the show regularly all those years ago on SmackDown. I remember watching SmackDown on UPN, MVP, US champ, ballin'. Never was a big fan of MVP. Very mediocre in-ring skills. Nothing really memorable came from MVP at all. And his match with Rey Mysterio was supposed to be his goodbye. He wanted that itch. He wanted to get back in the ring. His son loves Rey Mysterio, so they paired him up with Rey Mysterio after the Royal Rumble, on the Monday Night Raw following the Royal Rumble. So now he's back here. For what? I don't know. And he's got a VIP lounge with Drew McIntyre. Says it's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you. But this is the VIP lounge where big things are still popping and little things are still stopping. And your boy had to come back because he's still balling. So the MVP lounge is for people like him who are better than you. He introduced his guest as someone who single-leggedly, not single-handedly, leggedly, Claymore. Get it? Yeah. I didn't find it funny either. Single-leggedly eliminated Lesnar from the Royal Rumble. So two guys in suits acted like Drew wasn't on the VIP list. Listen, they ain't as cool as Private Party, bro, so get it out of your head. He asked the fans, "What's up, Callie?" He told MVP it was an accident that he knocked over the ropes. He just let himself into the club. At least maybe Drew will pay for Private Party's drink that cost $12 because Hangman still owes them $12. So MVP obviously was kissing up to him. He said he and Drew go way back. He said Drew is finally realizing his potential. MVP said he's going to WrestleMania. Drew smiled and said that he had the magic word and now he has to point to the sign. Well, he had the magic word, which is WrestleMania, so now we got to point to the sign because you all got to point to the sign. So MVP told Drew that he didn't have to worry what all the naysayers were saying and the non-VIP people were saying behind his back. Drew asked the fans if they're saying things behind his back. MVP says he knows what, or Drew says he knows what MVP is up to. There's always a catch with MVP. MVP claimed that he has always been sincere with him. And he said some people are saying that he's not ready to be WWE champion just yet. But those are unimportant people. See, at this point, I didn't really get what was going on here because Drew is a babyface. And when you have MVP out there telling the crowd that they're unimportant people with Drew McIntyre there, you kind of give me this portrait of, well, do you want Drew to be as hot as he can be at WrestleMania, or do you want him associated with some guy in some lame, unimportant fucking segment on Monday Night Raw that's shitting all over the fucking people that you want on Drew McIntyre's side for WrestleMania? I didn't understand that. He's shitting on fans with McIntyre there, even though we all knew that this was going to end in a Claymore kick. It doesn't give off the right vibe when MVP is shitting on the fans and Drew McIntyre is standing there, just listening to this goofball spew his garbage. I didn't like it, and it didn't work for me. We're going to change all that, says MVP. So Drew was leaning on the ropes, and he said, "I couldn't help but notice that you said we." So Drew says that he doesn't have the best memory in the world, but let me get this straight. Did we win the Royal Rumble together? MVP told him to focus on realizing his dream and not allowing himself to be distracted by this new success he's experiencing. He said he needs someone to worry about all of the distractions, someone like me. So MVP told Drew to ignore the fans because they're out there for a reason. Again, shitting on ignore the fucking fans when these are the people that you want on your side for a match against Brock Lesnar. I just didn't understand what was going on here. So Drew asked MVP if he's really offering to be his business manager or advocate. So MVP's like, yeah, I like that word, advocate. So MVP says he'd be a better looking version of Paul Heyman. Drew says he doesn't need an external brain thinking for him or someone talking for him. "I sure don't need a business partner kissing my ass like you," he told MVP. And MVP says he's never been an ass kisser, but he is an ass kicker. Ooh. Smart one there, MVP. So Drew heard enough and was going to leave. MVP told him to turn back around, and he said he needs him. You need me, he says. Drew headbutted him, took his jacket off, did the 3-2-1, Claymore kick, and knocked him over his VIP couches. And that was it. I didn't really care for this at all. I thought this was lame, and I don't see how you are getting Drew McIntyre any more over than he was with a Claymore kick to fucking someone unimportant like MVP. It's amazing how MVP is telling everybody that we're unimportant, the fans are unimportant, but who the fuck is he in the eyes of these people? He is a goddamn nobody. And instead of trying to fucking go about getting Drew McIntyre over for this segment, this lame-ass segment, instead of trying to get fucking MVP on this show for absolutely no goddamn reason just to fit him into the fucking show, don't book something like this at all. Now, I know Lesnar's made every Monday Night Raw since the beginning of the year. But last week, he did nothing in regards to Drew McIntyre. Nothing. He came out there in Utah, braced the snowstorm, and he F5'd Ricochet. He F5'd Ricochet. He did nothing with Drew McIntyre. This week, again, no Brock Lesnar. He wasn't even there tonight on the show. He didn't do anything with Drew McIntyre. Here's a little idea for you. We don't need Drew McIntyre on the show every single week. I think Drew McIntyre could have benefited from a week off and not in something like this segment. He doesn't need to be on every show. Honestly, not. The fans are going to wonder where he is, and they're going to be a little bit more intrigued by him when he's not there. Just 1 week. He isn't going to be there every week. You put him in segments like this. This did nothing. All I thought of when I seen this was, well, that was a waste of his time. I would have rather not even seen him at all. And what is Claymore kicking MVP going to do for his match to build him up as a killer against Brock Lesnar? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. This was merely for MVP to cling on to that 15 minutes of fame and nothing more. And it didn't benefit McIntyre whatsoever. Angel Garza and Zelina Vega walked out. They replayed what Garza did to Rey Mysterio and Humberto Carrillo last week. Garza said he's a man's man and no woman can resist him. Better watch out, Andrade. It's going to take your woman. And I'm not talking about Charlotte. I don't think anybody would choose Charlotte over Zelina Vega now, will you? Give me a break. Humberto charged out. He was in jeans and a t-shirt. 3 referees and a couple security guys came out to break these guys up brawling. I can't wait to watch the next match. Humberto showed like he had some balls here. He showed everybody that had some balls. He had some intestinal fortitude coming out here and trying to beat up Angel Garza. So I can't wait to see the next match that these guys have. And this fucking guy's doing arm drags to Angel Garza. It's what I really call wanting to get revenge on my cousin, Angel Garza. Yeah, let me go in the fucking match and do some arm drags. You fucking clown. Humberto Carrillo. So we got Garza and, wait a minute, folks. I don't know, who is this? Who is this? I can't read this, man. Who is this? Is this a rookie? Is it from the PC? Did they get this guy from a local California Petco? Who is this? Is he a stock boy over at A&P? Who is he? Oh, man, it's Cedric Alexander. Wow. This guy still has a job. That's unbelievable, man. Listen, Cedric, bro, I love you. I love you. This guy should be on the show more often. He should be in the mid-card for the United States title, right? But this guy was only out there because Titus promised Cedric Alexander that he would bake an out-of-season, because they're not in season, an out-of-season blueberry cobbler. So Titus, listen, this is what happened. Titus put it in the oven. He told Cedric to give him about 10 to 15 minutes. And Cedric was out there watching Humberto and Angel Garza go at it. He was sitting on top of the top turnbuckle watching these guys brawl. Had a 3-minute match with Angel Garza. And when the match was over, Titus was literally pulling out the cobbler from the oven. It was placed on the catering table. Dana Brooke made a special appearance, even though she's a SmackDown superstar. She came over because she is a Hall of Fame catering VIP. And when Cedric was done, Sarah Logan was standing there licking her chops in catering. She was like, oh my God, Titus, that looks delicious. I love blueberries, but I gotta go out there and I gotta get my ass handed to me by Rhea Ripley. They actually scripted me into the program. So we switched one VIP for the other. So that's why Cedric had that blueberry cobbler waiting for him, and it looked pristine. Sarah Logan was there. She set the table. Titus took the pie out of the oven. And then when Cedric got back there, he was ready to go. All he had to do was let it cool for about 10 minutes, and he was happier than fucking pigs and shit. There you go. Angel Garza. He beats Cedric Alexander with a wing clipper. No more, no less. Garza is great. So we'll see what happens. I don't know where they're going with Garza and Zelina Vega. You know, I don't know if you guys watch NXT. You know, I love NXT. That's no secret. You know, Garza, when he beat Lio Rush for the Cruiserweight Championship, and he was the Cruiserweight Champion for about a month before he dropped it to Jordan Devlin at Worlds Collide. He didn't get pinned for it, but he lost the title. And I'm assuming they're going to have a rematch eventually. Angel Garza was a babyface. Angel Garza he was getting babyface reactions. Everybody loves him in NXT. And I seen a clip from one of the NXT house shows over the weekend. Angel Garza was getting a unbelievable reaction from the NXT crowds. They love him. He's got the charisma, he's got the look, he's got the in-ring ability, he speaks great English. He's just got it. And I can see him being a babyface. I could see Andrade maintaining that heel persona, and I could see Angel Garza being a babyface on Monday Night Raw. We could ultimately see Angel Garza, a babyface on Raw, feuding with Andrade for the United States Championship. It doesn't necessarily need to be Humberto, you know? So I think that would be great. Have Andrade and Angel Garza form some little Latino faction with Zelina Vega. And Andrade gets jealous that Zelina is showing, you know, Angel Garza a little bit more attention, that he's the new fucking guy in the streets. He's the new hot prospect. He's better looking, and she's showing more of her attention to Angel Garza. Andrade obviously takes offense to this, and we're off to the races. That's where I could eventually see that. If Andrade's the United States champion, I'd love to see those two go at it for the United States Championship. So I think Angel Garza, if booked correctly, is a perfect fit for the main roster. Do I think it's still too soon? Yes. Do I think that he should have had a little bit more time in NXT as the Cruiserweight Champion? Absolutely. Because there are matches I'd love to see with him down in NXT. Devlin's one of them. Isaiah Swerve Scott's another. Another match with Lio Rush wouldn't hurt at all, you know. But Angel Garza being on the main roster, I dig it. I like it. It could work if they book it correctly. And we'll see what happens from there. But he's only here right now until Andrade gets back. That's when things are going to really pick up, when Andrade gets back to Monday night. Charlie Caruso interviewed Rhea Ripley backstage. She asked if she's still waiting on an answer from the android. The android. Ripley says she doesn't wait for things. And Charlotte doesn't like waiting for her battery replacement either. You know, she's got that lithium-ion battery. It's supposed to last about 3 weeks before she's got to get recharged. She don't like waiting either, so the feeling's mutual. Caruso asked if she's getting ahead of herself since she has a title defense at TakeOver Portland. And that's where WWE comes in. I honestly think WWE Creative got ahead of themselves by teasing all of this with Rhea Ripley and Charlotte and kind of leaving out Bianca Belair. You're not going to leave out Bianca Belair because, quite honestly, I might be in the minority on this one. Actually, I might not be in the minority on this one. I honestly think that Bianca Belair is better than both Rhea and Charlotte. That's just my take on it. And I don't think Bianca needs to be disrespected here. And I think WWE kind of figured that out. They were like, well, yeah, we're going to book Rhea and Charlotte at WrestleMania, but you know, I think we got to wait until TakeOver Portland, so let's not get ahead of ourselves here and make Bianca look like a loser before we even get into Sunday. So I honestly think they wisened up there. Sarah Logan interrupted Another fucking Titus MVP. And Sarah Logan asked her if, you know, who do you think you are? You come on this show and you think you could do what you want. You know, who are you? Rhea Ripley says, I'm Rhea Ripley, and who are you? Exactly. So Rhea Ripley asked the same question that everybody in the audience is asking. Who are you? I don't know who you are. WWE has absolutely no plans for Sarah Logan. And that was that. That was that. Sarah Schreiber asked Lashley about the triple threat match last week and how it did not go the way he intended. Lana said that she was being disrespectful. Listen, honey, Lana, every time you're on my TV, you're disrespecting us. So, who are you to talk about disrespect? And please, could you wear some fucking clothes instead of looking like a $20 slut? Honestly. Anyway, Liv Morgan is greater than Lana. I'm just saying. I like a particular type of woman, and Liv Morgan is more my type. I don't know. Just letting you know. More Liv. Where's Liv Morgan? Why we got to see Lana? And why is Lashley back with Lana? You know, I thought they were actually booking Lana away from Bobby Lashley. I thought they were actually booking Bobby Lashley like, okay, we got this guy to do this cartoonist garbage. Let's start booking him a little bit more serious. And here he is this week right back with Lana. I don't know why. You know, the 1 week away from Lana was a good deal. Maybe they should do that more often. Maybe I wouldn't call him Trashly. So Lana says she was being disrespectful. Lana said Ricochet got really lucky. Something that Lashley wants to have happen to him. He wants to get lucky a little bit later, if you know what I'm talking about. And it said that Ricochet was a thief who stole Lashley's opportunity. You know who's a thief? Bruce Pritchard. Bruce Pritchard is a Friday night thief. He steals 2 hours away from me on Friday nights because he is a terrible executive director. She said it was Lashley's dream to face Lesnar in WrestleMania. Well, keep dreaming, bro. The only way you're going to get Lesnar is in WWE 2K20. If it's not glitching out on you. Who the fuck knows? You might end up having the match on 2K20. Your face might not even be on your body. It might be Becky Lynch, for all we know, on your body, going one-on-one with Brock Lesnar. Lashley said he's not a scrawny kid with big dreams. No, but you're just a muscle-bound freak with big dreams because you want Brock Lesnar in a match and they won't give it to you. So tonight he's going to reintroduce Ricochet to reality, and when he's done with him, he probably won't make it to Super Showdown. I don't want to make it to Super Showdown. Never mind Ricochet. He said Lesnar can then thank him. Sarah Logan then walked out to the ring. I don't know. She got lost. She whiffed. She was trying to smell where the blueberry cobbler was coming from, but she found herself at ringside somehow. I don't know. She took a wrong left turn somewhere. Or maybe somebody played a trick on her because they wanted the cobbler for themselves. I don't know. Sarah Logan walked out and said if Rhea Ripley wants to know who she is Sarah Logan. I don't think Rhea cares, Miss Logan. I don't think anybody cares. She said she will defend her turf by any means necessary. You mean Raw? You mean the show that they don't even want you on? What turf? Surf and turf? Yeah, Titus makes a mean one of those, I hear, too. She stomped into the ring and she was yelling for Rhea to get out to the ring right now. Lola then said NXT wrestlers should stay in their own lane. Now, actually, Lawler, NXT on this show would actually make it a better show. So please come on into the fucking lane however many times you want. Then they pushed the match on Sunday with Bianca and Ripley. Sarah Logan destroyed in 1 minute. Charlotte fucking lost and spaced herself out to the fucking ring. Charlotte walked out onto the stage. Logan charged at the bell. Ripley gave her a boot to the face. Clothesline. Logan tried to fight back, but to no avail. Ripley drop-kicked her and then gave her a pump handle. Powerbomb, the Riptide for the win. And that was it. Charlotte, she didn't have enough. I think her battery cell was on 25. She gave one of these half-assed fucking applauses for Rhea Ripley. Ripley asked, "Where's my answer, Charlotte? Where's my answer?" She reiterated that She invited Charlotte to face her for the NXT Women's Championship at WrestleMania. She said she didn't get an answer last week. And then Charlotte says, maybe that's how the Queen operates. And then she did her half-assed woo. And that was it. There you go. Listen. I am slowly losing interest in all of this after it piqued my interest a couple of weeks back when the rumors were running wild on social media. I am not interested or excited in a Rhea Ripley Charlotte Flair match. I'm not. I just don't care. In fact, I honestly think it's being forced upon us. And when I feel like something, and I'm not the only one who feels that way. I know I'm not the only one who feels that way. And when I feel like something's being forced on you, or on me, I don't like it. I don't like that you are telling me indirectly that Rhea Ripley is the next in the lineage of women that you're going to be shoving down our throats on this show, okay? Charlotte should have never won the Royal Rumble. Rhea Ripley does not belong on the main roster at 22 years old. Let her do her thing in NXT and be the one to take Shayna's spot down in NXT, okay? You didn't bring up Shayna Baszler to the main roster when she should have been on the main roster fucking a year ago to do anything with any of the main roster women. So why Rhea Ripley now in the beginning stages of her NXT title run? Here's a clue. How about Charlotte not win the Royal Rumble? We could have saved ourselves this fucking forced agenda on Monday Night Raw. I know I might be in the minority on this particular subject here. And I know some of you might not agree with me on what I'm about to tell you. But not only do I feel like it's forced, Charlotte and Rhea, I honestly think that a match with Bianca and Charlotte, would be better than Charlotte and Rhea. That's just me. I honestly think that Bianca and Charlotte is a better match in the ring than whatever Rhea Ripley could do with Charlotte. That's just me. Now, you might agree with me, you might not agree with me, but I think Bianca Belair is the best women's athlete in the WWE. If WWE wants to do the right thing here, it's not Rhea against Charlotte, it's not Bianca against Charlotte. Here's one for the books. How about we get a no decision at TakeOver? How about we get Charlotte in the match and we get some sort of fuck finish at TakeOver on Sunday, and we get a triple threat match at WrestleMania between Charlotte, Rhea, and Bianca. You know, Bianca was in the Royal Rumble for 33 minutes and had 8 eliminations. How are you going to book her that strong in the Royal Rumble, have her go to TakeOver, lose, and then be an afterthought while Charlotte and Rhea go on to WrestleMania when Bianca does nothing at WrestleMania? Not really what I call fair there, Vince. Book Bianca in the triple threat match against Rhea and Charlotte. Rhea and Charlotte does nothing for me. You add the dynamic of Bianca Belair in there, watch the match go from a 2-star to a 4-star. That's just what I think of Bianca Belair. I think she would add an interesting dynamic to what is missing in a Rhea versus Charlotte match. This is nothing more than being forced down our throats, and I don't like it. Now, again, I might be in the minority on that one, but let me know what you guys think of that down below. I'd much rather say, and now listen, before anybody jumps down my throat on it, I hate triple threat matches. I hate multi-man matches at WrestleMania in general, or multi-women matches at WrestleMania in general. I think a one-on-one match is the way to be for a championship match like this. But sometimes I'm going to give way to what I think makes sense. This makes sense in a triple threat way, not a one-on-one way. You got to start building for the future. You're not going to leave Bianca Belair out after a solid January and then a title match this month to get nothing in April. You want to build new stars? You want to make a fucking impact in a division that sorely needs someone to make an impact? Then you book Bianca Belair at WrestleMania in a triple threat match with Charlotte and Rhea Ripley. Simple. I don't know what else you need to do to build new stars. It's right in front of you. Do it. Moving on. Caruso interviewed Ricochet. Sounded so cringe here. And asked if he's concerned he won't make it to Super Showdown. Ricochet says he's never backed down from a challenge. You know, all he does is complain on social media how the fans are not happy. Do you like anything? Can't you just enjoy anything? No. Not when it doesn't make sense, Ricochet. So Ricochet, he went on to say that he doesn't back down from a challenge. He has always dreamed about being WWE champion for 17 years. And if he's the scrawny kid Lashley accuses him of being, he's about to show him that he can't stop him from walking into Super Showdown and taking the WWE title. That's that. So we got Bobby Lashley with Lana and Ricochet. This one went 13 minutes. This was, I guess, WWE's way to get Ricochet a solid win over a big, muscle-bound guy, right? And that was pretty much it. Actually, you know what? Sal Rex is messaging me. He is like, is that the title for the thumbnail? Yeah. Recording at the moment. Live texting you. There you go. Thank you, Sal Rex. We're going to go with a Shayna Baszler vampiric thumbnail tonight, by the way, if you guys see it. There you go. Ricochet, he beat Bobby Lashley, and this one went 13 minutes, 6:30 for the splash and the win, and that was that. This is smart of them to get Ricochet a win, even though it doesn't really do anything for me to believe Ricochet stands a chance against Brock Lesnar. And I honestly could see this being a foreshadowing of what Ricochet is going to be doing against Brock Lesnar. Now, Brock Lesnar's offense is obviously going to be 1,000 times better than Bobby Lashley's, and it's going to be a lot more intense and stiff and clean than Bobby Lashley's, but this was to get Ricochet ready for that big uphill battle against a big guy like Brock Lesnar. So they gave him Bobby Lashley here, not only to get the solid win, but in some cases, this match could be similar and could mirror what he's going to do with Brock Lesnar. Now, you guys know how I feel about this. I talked about it on Off the Script. I honestly think it's a slap in Kofi Kingston's face that he only went 7 seconds. 7 seconds! And lost the WWE Championship. And Ricochet's been a fucking loser on the main roster since April. He has done nothing. Since last April, I should say. Nothing. Not one fucking piece of importance has Ricochet been to this show. Nothing. If Kofi Kingston had a 6-month glorified fucking, oh my God, Kofi Kingston's the WWE champion title reign, they tried desperately to put him over. He lost in 7 seconds to Brock Lesnar. Ricochet should last 5. 5. And anything else would be a mistake. And a disrespectful slap in Kofi Kingston's face. That's just my opinion. Honestly. And if we're gauging it on everybody else that went one-on-one with Brock Lesnar, Balor lasted 8 minutes. Ricochet does not last longer than 8 minutes. This match goes 5 minutes. And that's it. None of Ricochet's offense is even believable against a Brock Lesnar. You mean to tell me you're gonna look at Ricochet, get a fucking recoil on Brock Lesnar, and that's it? He might hit the 630. He might make it a little bit more interesting. Give me a break. This is a waste of time. I don't know how any of these elitists or these analysts are going to put this shit over. I really don't understand it. Ricochet's offense is not believable against Brock Lesnar. And nobody should believe he's going to win or have any chance at all just based on how he's been booked on the show. Guys, tonight's Off the Script is brought to you by my good friends over at Manscaped. And I got the Lawnmower 3.0 designed for groin grooming. Bro, listen. I gave my best friend Sean a lawnmower. And I gave him a lawnmower just like this. You see this? You know what he told me? He's like, bro, thank you. I can't wait to go home and shave my balls. It's exactly what he said. Now I got some breaking news for you guys. This is an important PSA brought to you by Manscaped.com. This is your public service announcement. After more than 18 months of research and development, the Manscaped engineering team has confirmed that they have successfully created the greatest ball hair trimmer ever created. This new trimmer was just released only moments ago. And we are the first to confirm this new and improved Lawnmower 3.0 Manscaping Trimmer is now available for purchase. This third-generation Manscaped trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to prevent manscaping accidents, and millions of balls are about to be nick-free thanks to Manscaped's advanced skin-safe technology. Now, I've been talking about Manscaped for a while. I told you my best friend was excited to go home and shave his balls. If you use the Lawnmower 2.0, it's an easy transition because it's the same replacement blade with a new and improved skin-safe technology. When I tell you this is premium, I mean premium. The battery will last up to 90 minutes so you can take a longer shave. One of the coolest new features is the LED light, which illuminates grooming areas for a closer, more precise shave. So they've also upgraded this. They've also upgraded this bad boy to a 7,000 RPM motor with quiet stroke technology. And let's not forget about the charging stand. Show your mower off loud and proud because this intelligently designed stand is a rapid charging dock powered by USB. If you're listening to me speak right now, you're one of the first people to hear about this life-changing product, and I want you to experience it firsthand for yourself. Trim that junk of yours. 20% off. Right now, for you guys, 20% off and free shipping with code SCRIPT at manscaped.com. And as always, your balls will thank you. Once again, guys, that's 20% off free shipping. Code SCRIPT at checkout at manscaped.com. Back into the review, man. Randy Orton walked to the ring. This is one of the best things on the show. So he is out there. He's got to give an explanation to what he did to Edge. What I did to Edge hurt me more than it hurt him, he said. And all of a sudden, Matt Hardy's music hit the PA system and he came out. Hardy walked out and says he wants to know why Randy Orton did it. Now, we all know of the ongoing, I wouldn't say it's ongoing. It's ongoing between Randy Orton and Edge right now, but we all know of the history between Edge and Matt Hardy. So he said him and Edge have a history, and there was one point in time that nobody hated Edge more than he did. And fans chanted Lita. Everybody knew the reason, and she was the reason. He said before that, he and Edge traveled together. He said he and his brother and Edge and Christian shared hotel rooms to save a few dollars. He said they were kids who pursued their dreams to become WWE superstars. He said they revolutionized the ladder match. Fans chanted TLC. He then said they went on and invented the TLC match, and it became so iconic it will be a staple in WWE forever. He said they stole the damn show on more than one occasion at WrestleMania. He said they didn't do it alone, they did it together, and it means something. He said when he saw Edge was forced to retire from injury, any hate or disdain he had for him was gone. He said they are similar because they have a passion for performing for the WWE Universe. He said he couldn't imagine if all of this was taken away from him before he was ready. He said after Edge retired, he would often ask him, what if, what if, what if? He said 9 years later, he made the most miraculous return ever. And you, Randy, you took that away from him. He asked Randy to look at him and then said, Randy, what in the hell is wrong with you? Orton walked up to him and tried to surprise him with an RKO, but Matt saw it coming, shoved him away, threw the microphone at him, and he got nailed with an RKO anyway. You knew it was coming, you just didn't know when, and they teased it for about 10 seconds, and then boom, RKO. So Orton, pissed off, obviously, he had to stand there and listen to this long-winded promo by Matt Hardy, which was very good. It's very good. Orton brought in chairs, he put Matt's head on one of them, and he gave that really fucking sinister look. Sinister is a great word for Randy Orton. Concerto, and that was it. He blasted Matt's skull with the concerto. So he looked down at him, he took his vest off, and he looked satisfied with his work here on Matt Hardy. And then he rolled out of the ring. This is great. This is one of the best things on the show. Listen, we all know the history between Matt and Edge. Matt is, even though we all kind of know he's on his way out, from what we see, he's on his way out. He was a great spokesman for Edge, being that they do have history, and the fact that they revolutionized tag team wrestling back in the Attitude Era. I mean, it is what it is. There's no better spokesman than the Hardys for Edge, Christian, and everybody in that era. I mean, they're all one and the same. They all revolutionized the business. They're all fucking legends in their own. But the way that this happened tonight, this is, without question, in my eyes, a way for WWE to write off Matt Hardy from WWE TV. He's done. He even said so on Twitter after the segment was over. He said goodbye, and he linked everybody to his latest Free the Delete video on YouTube that he uploaded earlier this afternoon. He's done. He's done. Join darkorder.com, bro, and welcome the Exalted One. It's over. Matt's done. This was WWE's way of writing him off TV. Aleister Black versus Akira Tozawa. 2 minutes. Black mass. I don't know what else you want me to say here. You know? Aleister Black then said he's appreciative of every person there on the microphone. He cut a promo after the match. Everyone here tries to escape their given idea of paradise one way or another. I know a thing or two about rebelling and about rebelling against paradise. As for myself, I'm starting to feel like an animal inside of a cage. He strained his voice and he said, for those who venture out there, it isn't him who is in there with them. It is them who are trapped inside this metaphoric cage with him. Now he's getting all fucking philosophical on me here. So that was that. That's all he said. And then Saxton gave this comment, and I quote, I really just got an uncomfortable feeling in my stomach. I said to my buddy Jesse that I don't know what you do with Aleister Black at WrestleMania. You know, I might get a video out on this tomorrow, but there are rumors going around that Goldberg is going to beat The Fiend for the Universal Championship. And it's going to set up a Roman versus Goldberg match at WrestleMania. Why? I mean, the answer is right there in front of you, folks. I'm going to tell you why, because some of you might not know. The Roman agenda is not going to go over Bray Wyatt. I'm sorry. Whatever WWE's planning here, they'll be right back in the same fucking boat they were 5 years ago with Roman Reigns if they book him against Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania. He will not be accepted or cheered at WrestleMania against The Fiend. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Everybody, if Goldberg beats Wyatt, everybody's going to be so pissed at Goldberg that they're going to want to see Roman Reigns beat Bill Goldberg. Because they didn't want to see Goldberg beat The Fiend. That's how this company operates. Now, that would ultimately kill Bray Wyatt. But if that's the case, then I could see Wyatt versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania. And then what do you do? What do you do at WrestleMania with Aleister Black? Nothing. Nothing. He's got nothing at WrestleMania. So this is what I propose. Roman and The Fiend, because it's inevitable. Now, I don't know what you do with Daniel Bryan. You might make that a triple threat match. Have at it. However you want. I don't know. And then instead of Goldberg beating Wyatt, which is fucking ridiculous, have Wyatt get one over on the legend. You know. Build him up. That's a big fucking win for The Fiend if he beats Goldberg dominantly. Wyatt versus Roman. And then Black versus The Undertaker. Because Black said, I'm going to be knocking on everybody else's door. It's WrestleMania season. Whose door are you going to knock on at WrestleMania? If you want to fucking fight at WrestleMania, there's only one door you knock on, motherfucker. And that's The Undertaker. Undertaker versus Aleister Black. Boom. There you go. Undertaker missed WrestleMania last year. I do not anticipate The Undertaker missing 2 WrestleManias in a row. That's just my thought on that. Black versus Undertaker could be a thing. Or maybe it's Sting. Maybe it's Sting. Because Sting is being rumored to be cleared by WWE. Maybe Sting comes down from the rafters and points a fucking baseball bat at Aleister Black after one of these 1-minute matches. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down below. Becky drove the ambulance back to the arena. Oh, joy. She walked to the ring. And she said, hey, Shayna, they numbed me up and gave me something really nice for the pain. I'm glad. I'm glad those teeth marks were taken care of there, Becky. She said she is back to smash her face in. Where are you now? She said she sunk her rat's teeth into her flesh just to get her attention. She said she ran through everybody else, even those that you know, indirectly mentioning Ronda Rousey. She said she's telling her right now she will break her down week by week, little by little. You better find me before I find you. The man is on a mission. Folks, Again, I stated it earlier, I'm going to say it again. Anything that Becky Lynch says is going to pale in comparison, both figuratively and literally, in this Shayna Baszler feud. Nobody will ever buy into Becky Lynch over Shayna Baszler. You could say all this and act tough and pull out her fucking inner Stone Cold. It ain't going to work. There ain't anybody with a functioning brain that thinks Becky is going to be or sound tougher than Shayna Baszler. Give me a fucking break. Phillips announced a two-week trophy gauntlet match at Super Showdown with Rusev, R-Truth, Andrade, Bobby Lashley, and Eric Rowan. So, two things here. A, Andrade's suspension will be up by the 27th. And then AJ Styles and his shoulder injury must not be as bad as everybody made it out to be because he's in the graphic. And what the two-week trophy is, I don't know. But it's one of a kind, and it's another worthless fucking gimmick at these lame Saudi Arabia shows. Now, some people were asking me why, what is it, what's the purpose for this, why are they doing it? Because it's a gauntlet match, folks. You know, two things here. One, not everybody's going to want to fly over there to Saudi Arabia, okay? Not after what happened last time. So I guarantee you there are some talents on the roster, even though the pay could be very nice. They might not want to fly over there and take another risk or take a chance, especially with what's going on now over there. Even worse so than last time they were there. They don't want any more funny business, right? And to fit the allotted time that these shows usually go, this could take a good chunk of time from that overall show. That's the only thing I could come up with. Those two suggestive ideas for why people ask me, JD, why is this happening? So that's that. So we got Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe and the Viking Raiders versus Rollins, Murphy, and the Authors of Pain. And this was the main event of the show. The crowd was completely dead for this. This match had absolutely no heat whatsoever. And the heels were in control. They were beating down KO. Joe eventually got the hot tag. Faces came back. Joe and the Raiders dove onto the heels at ringside, and it scared the shit out of me because Joe was concussed on a dive last time, and here he is diving with the fucking Viking Raiders on the outside. And then KO flipped and did a senton off the top rope to take everybody out. So, back in the ring, Seth went for a stomp on Joe. Joe avoided him. Murphy made a blind tag. Joe shifted the coquina clutch from Rollins to Murphy because he knew the blind tag was made. Smart on Joe. Ref was distracted by the AOP, who are the illegal men on the outside. They wanted to come in and interfere. And Seth delivered a stomp to Joe behind the referee's back while he had the clutch on Murphy. And then Murphy draped his arm over Joe, and the ref counted 1, 2, 3, and the heels win this very boring, up until about the last 3 minutes, 8-man tag on Monday Night Raw. And that was it. So what do we find out here tonight, folks? That Shayna Baszler is a fucking vampire mistress. That Becky Lynch is not ever going to be as legit as Shayna Baszler and will get exposed, and her end is near at WrestleMania. That Bianca Belair needs to be involved with Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley. And Alesiter Black could be setting himself up for a match against The Undertaker at WrestleMania. That's all I got for you on this, or what I thought was a very dull episode of Monday Night Raw. Last week's was better, but hey, at least it's better than SmackDown on Fox. Guys, I'm getting out of here. Make sure you check out Manscaped, manscaped.com. Use code SCRIPT, 20% off, free shipping, and shave your balls. They will be happy for your efforts. Make sure you guys follow me on social media at JD from NY206 on Twitter, on Instagram as well, same at JD from NY206. You got till tomorrow morning to sign up for my Tavor giveaway, $100 gift card for Tavor. You can spend it on any craft beer that you want. All you got to do is follow Tavor. You got to follow me. Use the hashtag in the comment on my latest post on Instagram, hashtag OTS Tavor, and you guys are going to be randomly chosen, and one of you is going to win a $100 gift card. Follow me on all social media. Subscribe and hit that thumbs up. Turn on the bell, all that good stuff. And if you missed all the videos that you might have missed earlier in the weekend, or Friday, Saturday, Off the Script was great this weekend. Go and check it out. If you missed my SmackDown review, my NXT review, my Dynamite review, everything you need is linked down below. Guys, I'm getting out of here, and I might be back with something tomorrow. I want to try and get some content up, and that's all I got. Thank you so much. Hit that thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about Shayna Baszler and everything that happened on Monday Night Raw, and I will see you guys right back here on Tuesday with more content on the channel. See you guys then.